Hey, I'm here at a local park in Minnesota getting ready to do my weekly tempo run. Believe it or not, I think that there's a very close parallel between learning to run fast and becoming a better leader, and it has to do with discomfort. So before I head out on this run, I thought I'd share with you some thoughts I had as to why, as leaders, we're doing it right if we're constantly seeking out a place where we are comfortably uncomfortable. Hi, I'm Ken from RapidStart Leadership, where we try to help you learn new skills, build influence, and get more done through people. I'm glad you're here. To become a distance runner, it takes a lot of work, mostly involving running lots and lots and lots of miles. And that's fine if just covering the distance is your goal. But if you want to get faster, there's more work to be done. One of the most effective workouts to improve speed for distance runners is called the tempo run. After a good warm-up, you speed up to what they call the tempo pace, and then you hold it there for 30 or 40 minutes. Do this about once a week, and over time, you'll get a lot faster. Why? It has something to do with this thing called lactate threshold. As muscles do work, they release byproducts like lactic acid. Kind of like a funnel under a faucet. At easy running paces, our bloodstream can easily flush these byproducts out of the muscle. The faster we run, the more the work the muscles have to do, and the more lactic acid they produce. And at some point, the muscles begin to produce lactic acid faster than the bloodstream can carry it away, and the lactic acid begins to build up in the muscle. This inflection point is called the lactate threshold. The rising acidity signals the brain that you're working too hard. The brain wants to prevent injury, so it tells the muscles that it's getting tired. Fatigue sets in, and now you have to slow down. So one of the tricks to running faster is to increase the body's ability to wash away these byproducts. And the way to do that is to spend a lot of quality time at the point just below lactate threshold. Over time, the body adapts to the new demands. It increases its ability to wash away the byproducts, and that allows you to run faster and faster before fatigue sets in. It's like growing a larger funnel. So to train to run faster, all we have to do is figure out what our tempo pace is. Now, athletes and coaches use several methods, but the simplest way to describe it is as a pace that feels comfortably hard, or as I like to think of it, comfortably uncomfortable. It's hard enough that you want to slow down, but not so hard that you can't keep it up, at least for a little while. Running at this comfortably uncomfortable pace stresses the system enough to force our bodies to adapt and become more capable. I think it's the same for our own personal development and our development as leaders. Are we just going through the boring miles day after day? Where's the growth and the stimulation in that? We're just in a rut. We never improve. We avoid discomfort, and then we wonder why we don't get any faster or any better. Instead, we need to seek a point of comfortable discomfort that will cause us to adapt and improve. And when we go there and spend time there, we learn more, we broaden our perspective and increase our capacity to lead more effectively. It's like growing a bigger funnel. So here are a few ways I think that living in a place of comfortable discomfort can make us better. Learn a new skill. As leaders and as people, it's natural to hope others see us as skilled, as experts, as fully capable in our field. But we both know that's not the case. There are some things we know that we don't know, and some of those things are critical to leading others. So do a personal inventory. Think about where you might have a skill gap, and then take steps to learn, even if it makes you uncomfortable to admit that you don't know everything. Gain a new experience. The higher we go, the more limited our experience can be relative to everything we're getting involved with. Yet people expect their leaders to be experienced. We might be uncomfortable trying new things, but the best remedy is to get out from behind the desk, swallow our pride, and get our hands dirty doing something we haven't done before. New experiences will broaden our perspective and increase credibility with those people that we're leading. Go to the front lines. We want to think that things are running smoothly, and if we don't look too closely, we can just assume that they are. But the only way to be sure is to go down to the front lines and see for ourselves. It might make us uncomfortable to learn that our team's training level isn't where it should be, or to hear customer complaints about product or service. But this is just the kind of discomfort we need in order to adapt and improve. Build relationships. This one's key, but it can be uncomfortable, especially if you tend towards the introvert side of the spectrum, as I do. The bottom line is that leading others is closely dependent on our relationship with them. So get to know your people, learn their names and their kids' activities, and what they like to do when they're not on the job. And keep in mind that when they go through periods of struggle, like a loss, an illness, or significant life change, those moments when it can be uncomfortable to talk, that's when you can do the most good. Ask for feedback, and don't let them get away with, "That was good." Pick an area you want to improve in, sit down with someone who knows you, and get them talking. Ask open-ended questions about something specific you want to improve on, and then keep asking until you start to feel some uncomfortable feedback coming back. Now don't get defensive at this point. This is the threshold moment you're looking for when you can begin to learn and adapt. So listen carefully and take steps to get better. Go to the problem. You know that issue you didn't want to deal with? That thing you've been avoiding? Yeah, that one? Go there. Face it. Yes, it'll be uncomfortable. No, it's not going to go away or get better. Get the facts, think about it rationally, and then approach it with humility, with ears and eyes open and mouth mostly shut. Be ready to be uncomfortable and work through it like an adult. Admit mistakes. This may be one of the hardest discomfort zones to enter into, but it's also a critical one. When we mess up, it's best just to own it. Take responsibility for what happened, and then do our best to fix it, whatever we broke. Trying to hide or deny or shift blame only breaks the bonds of trust on the team and weakens our ability to lead it. Make no mistake, tempo training is hard work. It's uncomfortable, and if we're not careful, we might find ourselves tempted to skip that workout. But that's the point where we have to stop and ask the question, are we just running miles to run miles? Are we happy with the way things are? Or are we trying to become better versions of ourselves, better leaders? If we want something more, we're going to have to put a little stress on the system, force some adaptation to take place, and make that funnel a little bit bigger. So now it's up to you. Which of these discomfort zones will you enter today? Maybe ask yourself, which one makes you the most uncomfortable? That might be a good place to start. Let me know in the comments section below, and I wish you all the best with your discomfort. Now it's time for me to do a little tempo work of my own. Lead on. Almost forgot to turn this thing on.